Welcome back to Pink Turtle Soaps. Today's video kicks off the whole month of August, which is the throwback month. I like to bring back fragrances or soap designs that you guys have really loved. I couldn't think of any other soap to better represent the throwback month than the Unicorn Skies soap. That has been the most requested video and most requested soap from my customers, so I've decided to make that today. I have made a few little changes here and there, but overall it's going to be the same idea, same design. And if you haven't seen the first video, I'll put a little eye in the corner. Go watch that video first, and then this video you'll kind of see the similarities and you'll see the differences. One thing that is the same is the fragrance oil. I'm using Black Raspberry Vanilla. That's the fragrance that I've sort of designated for this soap design. Not only because my customers absolutely love that fragrance, it's also because I can trust it. It's a really good performer. It's not going to rice my soap. It's not going to accelerate it or do anything funny. I know that I can rely on it just to smell good and allow me to do the soap design that I want to do. I've also went ahead and mixed up my lye water in with my oils, and you may notice that it's a little bit lighter than it normally is. It's normally a little bit darker. That's because I've already added the titanium dioxide as well. That way when I add the colorants, it just sort of lifts them up and I don't have to add it later on. So what I'm going to do now is pour my soap off into 3 separate containers here because I have 3 different colors that I'm going to be making. For the first color, I'm adding Pink Vibrance. This was in the last soap. I did decide that I wanted the colors to be a bit more vibrant, so I'm adding more to each container than I did last time. For the next color, I'm using Iris Purple. Last time I used Purple Vibrance, but I wanted to try using this lighter shade. It's absolutely lovely. For this third color, I'm using Rainforest, which has become one of my favorite colors. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. All of these colorants come from Nurture Soap, and I'll have a link in the description if you want to check those out. But for this one, last time I made the soap, I used Blue Vibrance. So I made that change there. I made a change here, but then I still use the same pink as I did last time. I've got my stick blender here, so I'm going to give all these colors a really quick blend. Scrape down all of my colors. I'm going to go ahead and add the fragrance oil, and then I'll bring you back when it's time to start pouring it into the mold. Alright, so we're going to start with the greenish color here. Pour some of that in there. And then I'm going to grab the pink. And I waited for it to thicken up a little bit so that way the colors didn't marble too much. I do want the colors to be a bit separated. And now I'm going to come in with the purple. And I'm just going to repeat this over and over until the mold is full. Move this off to the side. I'm going to scrape out all of my bowls, and then I'll bring you back when it's time to do the piping. Every bar is going to get a little unicorn. I use the same mica that I used inside of the bar, so hopefully they will match pretty closely. I also hand painted all of these. They all have gold horns and hooves, and they also have little manes and tails painted on them. You can see it better on the pink ones than the bluish green and the purple, but they are all there and ready to be put on the soap. So I went ahead and cut up the loaf just because I didn't want this video to be crazy long. There's still a whole nother step to this soap, and if you watch the original version of the soap that I made sometime last year, you'll know what's coming up. But in case you missed that video, the next step is to add a shimmery gold star to the front. The first step to doing this stamp is mixing up the mica with some vodka. I chose shimmer gold, and I chose vodka over rubbing alcohol. You can use rubbing alcohol, it just evaporates really quickly, and it also smells really strong. The vodka, to me, I can't smell it, and it doesn't evaporate nearly as fast as rubbing alcohol, so it's easier to work with in my opinion. So I have a really pretty star stamp here that I got off of Etsy, and I'm just going to swirl it around in this gold mica here just to coat the shape of the star. Shake off any excess because I don't want drips all over my soap. So I'm going to gently just press down and let it set for a second, and then I'm going to pick it up. And so it left like an outline of a star. I'm going to do the same thing to the other bar. You can see where part of that stamp didn't quite touch, but I can fill that in with the paintbrush. So I'm just going to dab, dab, dab the entire center of the star and then clean out the edges of it. So here's a bar that I already did earlier. It's nice and dry, and that's what the other bars are going to look like after I stamp them with the little gold star here. You can see the biodegradable glitter there on top. I didn't wait nearly as long for my piping to set up. I did want for the piping to look more cloud-like, and I learned last time that the unicorns set up rather high just because they're so large, and last time I was nicking them with my cutter. So putting them in while the piping was still really soft, I guess to say, I was able to push them down a little bit further into the bar, and I was able to avoid nicking their little horns with my cutter. If you'd like to grab yourself a bar, these will be available at pinkturtlesoaps.com August 1st at 8 a.m. I have a crying baby, so I'm going to hop off here and go take care of her, but thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.